Welcome to Thank God You're Not My Child. Remember, it's a comedy podcast where I talk about whatever I want to. And this week, we're going to talk about friends. Yes, I know, not the show Friends, just friends. We all have them. Well, at least I hope we all have at least one, if you know what I mean. God, there it is, before the 2-minute mark, if you know what I mean. Yeah. All right, I want to talk about friends from a childhood. I don't remember friends from like kindergarten to the first friends I remember are fifth grade, and that was in Krebs, Oklahoma. Yeah, I don't have any before that. So if you have friends from kindergarten and first grade, like my daughter is married, her husband, my son-in-law, they met in first grade, so she definitely remembers him. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't have any of those. I do have friends from fifth grade. I have some middle school friends that I still talk to, 4 or 5 of them. Uh, I really moving back to Oklahoma. I think most of them are within a 2.5 hour radius. So I really need to get together and see them. I'm definitely closer with middle school people than high school. I only have 2 people from high school I talk to still. Yeah, two people. Yeah, my Marsha and Missy. Now, Missy I talked to on Facebook. I haven't got to see her in a long time, but technically I haven't even really got to see Marsha in a long time. But I do get to talk to him through Facebook a lot, and I really need to set up seeing them too because it is in Longview, and I'm 3 hours from there now. So, yeah, I graduated from Longview High School. Go Lobos. Go Lobos. But that's all my high school friends. And it was a big high school. So, pretty fucked up there if you think about it, to have such a big high school. But of course, I'm pretty sure my friends in high school, a lot of that had to do with me getting pregnant when I was a junior in high school. Because to have him my first of my senior year, I had to get pregnant my junior year. So, I've lost a lot of friends like that. And that's a whole nother episode. I've talked about it before, but not a lot of friends stuck around through that. So Mama Arsha did, and Missy did. So the double M's, if you know what I mean. And there it was again, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but then I was a young mom, and I don't remember. I remember a few. I remember friends from when my son and daughter were little, but I'm not still friends with them. So it's definitely odd. I do remember moving to Missouri like we did right outside of Branson. Uh, my daughter was in first grade when we moved there, so I remember the kids from her grade there, and I have friends from then. And that was the 24 years or so that we spent in Missouri. And I still have a lot of friends there. Most are probably between church and daycare, but I still have a lot of friends there. My best friends are there. That's where I still go back to visit. My daughter still lives in Missouri. That was a home for a long time. And I have a lot of daycare kids there, which some of their parents became some of my best friends. So, yeah. So, old people need friends too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes when you do things like divorce or changing jobs or things like that, you will go through some friends. And sometimes it has a lot to do with you're just not in the same space you were before. And that's understandable. Who hasn't grown out of a friendship? We grow out of friendships, and that's a hard thing to understand about that we grow out of friendships. But we do. we grow out of friendships. And it rips our hearts out sometimes. I have some middle school friends that, I talked about that I only probably talk on Facebook with, but they're still my friends. I don't want to do anything to hurt them. And so when you have friends for a long time and all of a sudden you outgrow them or they outgrow you, it hurts. And do you know you think it's hard to find friends as a little person? And I don't mean like size-wise, like Little Persons of America kind of thing. I mean like younger and older. Because I can tell you one thing. Moving to a new city and trying to find new friends that really understand you, oh my Lord, have mercy. That's pretty much all I can say on that one. It's been an interesting ride for a year and a half. And in the last year and a half, that's where I've met my Jenny. And yes, I know, her name's Jenny. Her name's Jenny, and she's my friend, and she has other friends. Don't get me wrong, she has other friends, and she's allowed to have other friends. Everybody's allowed to have other friends. But her name's Jenny, and she's my friend. So why wouldn't I call her my Jenny? And, oh, my Jenny. Why does that come out? You know why it comes out like that. Let me see if I can do that better. My Jenny. You know, oh my Lord, I just put myself in forest mode. I kind of feel like Forrest now. I could probably use some braces on my legs now, because that shit ain't going so well right now. Yeah, know what I mean? Oh, there it is again. How am I going to learn how to say, you know what I mean? To not say it. If anybody has any hits on that, on this talking to myself in a little box about the shit that I care about, hit me up. Let me know. Let me know. It would help. So whenever we got to Missouri in 1999, we actually got there in 1999. Yeah, and that's all I can think about is Prince. That's all I can think about is Prince right now. You want to sing it too. Everybody wants to party like it's 1999. Anyway, so, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so just kind of fiddled around there and made some subs at a place called Blumpy's there in Forsyth, Missouri. Did that for about 8 months. And that's when I started the daycare there in Forsyth. And I have some amazing friends from then. I have some amazing daycare kids, older ones now. Some are quite old now, having babies. I've got quite a few having babies. That means I'm getting old, because they're not high school mamas. They're just old mamas. Old mamas. No, I'm an old mama. No, they're an old mom. Okay. Sometimes talking to yourself can lead you astray. Okay? Well, anyway, that's when I started the daycare. And a lot of friends came. Had a church. And I had an amazing friend from when my ex-husband and I were divorced the first time. Her name's Sharon, and she still runs an amazing daycare. And she helped me through a lot of setting my own daycare up in 2000. That's when I started the licensed daycare there in Forsyth. I'd worked in childcare before that, but this is when I became licensed and did it all by myself. And I still have friends from that area and that time. They're going to be lifelong friends. Some are best friends. Some are friends that I know will still be there if I need them. And some are friends that I'm questioning if they're really still my friend. Because things like divorce happened, and I wasn't the one behaving the way that they needed. And so I can't, I'm not gonna knock them for that. I have to worry about what happened with my divorce and what the shit I did. Nobody else fixed my shit. Fix my shit. Own my shit. That's what it is about. So whether or not it might have been a best friend that's not so best friend anymore, still love them. You still love them. Okay? You still love them. Then I had to start wondering, was I a bully when I was a kid? I know nobody before the 5th grade. So if me knowing nobody before the 5th grade, how am I supposed to know if I was a bully before the 5th grade? Second of all, how am I supposed to know if none of them will be honest with me if I was a bully after the 5th grade? How do I know if I was a bully in my marriage before? I think I was a control freak at some times, so I've had to deal with that sometimes. I don't think I was a bully, but I think I was a control freak at sometimes. So I might edit that out and I might not. You never know. Depends on how editing goes. Yeah, I know. So yeah. So if you knew me from 5th grade on, tell me, was I a fucking bully? Was I a bully? Because I was never bullied. So it makes me think, were there no bullies? Or was I just not the target area? Or was I the bully? Yeah, you see what happens? I retired and have so much time to think that I tend to forget to think. Did that make sense? I have too much time to think. That's what it came out to think. That's what it's supposed to mean. I have too much fucking time to think about things. Yep. Okay. So now that we understand that, let's just keep those friends close, okay? Keep them close. Let's keep them close. Best friends, just a little friend. A friend in the circle. Or just a friend in the circle. Or just a friend that you might know their name. Keep them close. Keep them only as close as you want. Well, just between us, being married the second time's kind of different. I mean, I know it's only been like a couple of weeks, but they're just, the first time it was so new and you really don't know what the fuck you're doing. You plan it, you plan for it, but this time it's like, first of all, not having little kids definitely has changed things. And then just being laid back and not having the oh shit moments. I don't know if it's the difference in me, the difference in who I married, or the difference in us together. I don't know. But damn, it's just been like we've been married forever. It's so odd. But I'll definitely take it. Yes, I will. So, just between us, yeah, I might have gotten a little lucky. So, I want to talk about if your kids are getting bullied. I have some old daycare kids, really good friends of mine, best friends. Okay, I'll just say, I'm other mother to some of these kids, and some of them are getting bullied at their school. And everything in me wants to go up to the school bus and knock on the door, or go to their parents' house, knock on the door. And I want to know what the fuck you're doing, because if you know your kid is touching somebody in an inappropriate way, or you know your kid is saying names to someone, or you know that your kid is doing something like that, maybe you're the problem. And this would be my shit soapbox for this week. Kids are just kids. Kids learn from things they see. So maybe a bully, you know what? Maybe their parents are bullies. Maybe their parents are bullies to other people. Maybe their parents are bullies to them. So whenever I hear that kids I love are getting bullied by kids, it makes me want to sneak in from out of town, if you know what I mean. Not for the kid. I'd never hurt a kid. Oh, those sweet little babies. Those sweet little babies aren't to blame. Those sweet little babies, they are not to blame for that bullying. It's who they're living with. It's their guardians or their mummies or daddies. And I say that because not all kids live with their mom and dads. But if you know your kid that you're taking care of, biological or otherwise, is bullying, you're the fucking problem. So maybe we need to take hunting season out on pedophiles and bullying parents. You know, I know you don't get to control all your kids. I know it's hard to control your kid. But I can tell you one thing. If I knew my kid was touching another kid on a bus inappropriate, and my kid not going to stop because whether it's an asshole or maybe the kid does have autism and just doesn't understand, then he's not getting back on that fucking bus because there's a problem. And that's where we come around to. Parents don't think that their child can ever be a problem. My child can't be the bully. My child would have never done that. My child wouldn't say that. My child would have never stole that. Let's just remember, kids are kids. Kids are going to do a lot of shit. It's our job to guide the kids on the shit they're supposed to do. Like not bullying. Be the good friends. Be that good friend. Don't steal that shit. Be the honest person. Be the one to sit with the friend that needs it. Be the one to share your lunch because someone doesn't have food. You know? I think they call it be kind. I don't know. It's such a novel idea. So parents, it's your job to teach your kids to be fine. Be fine. Okay, let's back that up. Ooh, reverse, start over. So parents, it's your job to teach your kids to be kind. And how you're going to do it to start is by being kind to other people. People that swerve in front of you in the car. That's a hard one for me. Because don't think I don't scream stuff in the car when I'm driving Mr. Cliff all the time. Or maybe when they get your food order wrong. How you talk to people. Your kid's watching you. They're fucking watching you. Do you understand? So remember, little eyes are on you. I do believe that was a song I learned in Sunday school. Well, something like that. Like, be careful, little eyes, what you see. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what's there. I'm not going to do the favor of singing. Nope. So anyway, so if you've been a friend of mine, if you hate me, sorry. First of all, you're listening to this, so that's a plus. And there's not much I can do to change your mind. And if you're still a friend of mine, remember, text me, message me, follow this fucking podcast, share it. Let's get this fun going, because I'm finally starting to get comfortable doing this. So let's get it going, people. And if you've been my friend before, I love you no matter what. I love you if you threw me away. I love you if you hate me. Anyway, I think I've told you everything I know. Yeah. So until next time, thank God you're not my child.